Thank you guys for having me. I've been obsessed with AI for the last couple of years. I can't stop learning about it, but it really fulfills my ability to help who I want to be of service to, which is business owners. I think business owners are crucial for the future of society because big corporations have their own agendas, but being able to get down to smaller companies and smaller businesses to help our local environment, I think is really important. This is very fulfilling for me. I'm going to talk about empowering your business with AI because the future is now. Why you need to know this. So Seth Godin is an American author and entrepreneur. He's really well known in the marketing industry. I put subtitles. I think AI is the biggest change in our world since the invention of electricity. Seth Godin, and if you're not using it a half hour a day, you don't understand. You need to put it on your calendar and go and use it. This is rapidly happening for the last year since the invention of large language models and having that come out for the general public. This is rapidly changing the world around us. This just came out from the World Economic Forum. Jobs most likely to be impacted by AI. In orange, you can see the large impact that it's having in these sectors. The yellow is small impact, and then the blue is no impact. You can see this is impacting everything, like right now. So who am I? Tech savvy, ChatGPT, power user, and early adopter. I've been using this for the last year and a half. I immediately saw how powerful this was when a friend of mine showed it to me, and we're in a very unique time where small business owners have the opportunity to really leverage the playing field against these large corporations that have their whole marketing department. We now have these the ability to be able to come up with strategies and put them in use with our small companies. 12 years of marketing experience. I've helped out over 100 small businesses. I was in a really unique position to see the potential with these new tools, and I had active businesses to start testing them out on. For the last year and a half, I've been able to see what works, see what doesn't work, and I've collected a pretty powerful toolbox that I get to help out with business owners. So how would you like to be 40% faster at your job? A study at MIT found that the use of ChatGPT increased productivity for these workers. ChatGPT decreased the time it took workers to complete tasks by 40%, and the output quality rose by 18%. So no matter what position you have in your business, there are tasks that you can most likely be able to start outsourcing, leveraging AI, and get them done faster, create little templates to be able to just repeatedly get the same job done over and over, putting out proposals for people, creating business emails that are professional sounding. I just this last week had a 45-minute discovery call with someone who's looking for help, and I was able to reply back after that meeting with our follow-up and a proposal in about 15 minutes, and it was very extensive. It talked about everything that we discussed in the meeting. It talked about our next action items that we needed to complete, and I was able to come up with a proposal that was customized for what she was looking for. She replied back to me, "How did you just do that?" Because it organized all her thoughts after talking for 45 minutes better than she could have with a couple hours. What is ChatGPT? ChatGPT has been around since 2018. It really wasn't anything to talk about. I remember being downtown Seattle in 2016, working with another client, and she had 2 IT guys there, and they were geeking out about this chatbot talking to other chatbots. And I'm like, what are you guys, this is the stupidest thing. I was looking over their shoulders. It was a bunch of gibberish and like not very coherent. I'm like, this is so dumb. Why are you guys so giddy over this? Jump forward 5 years, these chatbots have been continuously learning from each other, and what they found out was the more data they threw at these chatbots, the more coherent that they were able to start putting their output. And it's still honestly a very mysterious process, because what it's actually doing, you ask it a question and it will predict the next letter, the next word of what it thinks the best output output is. And I love how mysterious it is because they don't actually know how it's doing this. They just know that when they gave it a little bit of data, it was putting out incoherent answers. When they threw the whole internet at it, it started putting out high quality information. For the last year and a half, ChatGPT 3.5 came out and has kind of taken the whole internet by storm. By now, I imagine, how many of you have used ChatGPT or another language model? Great. A year ago, this room probably wouldn't have raised any hands. It's starting to become popular. And the cool thing is the thing is that it's becoming integrated into everything that we now interact with the website with. Microsoft just announced that it's going to be having AI built into Windows moving forward. It's soon going to be small enough to have on your phone. I have the new cool Samsung Galaxy that has AI built into it. And so before we know it, we're going to be interacting with AI whether you want to or not. And surprise, surprise, you've already been interacting with AI for the last several years. Netflix, Hulu, YouTube suggestions, Spotify, they're all using AI algorithms. And this is something that we're already accustomed to be living with. Understanding ChatGPT's level of use. I'm going to talk about ChatGPT. There's several competitors out there, but it really carries over to what they're doing too. Starting at the bottom, ad hoc, right? I could be at the store and pulling out my phone and saying, how do I make a hot roast dinner? What ingredients do I need? And it will immediately give me my recipe for the night. It's way better than searching Google, finding a blog, going through all these ads, and trying to find the recipe at the very bottom of the blog. This gets it done in 20 seconds. Next step up is having a library, and this is where I'm going to leave you with today. Over the last year, I've been collecting prompts, they're called. These are the commands that you give your conversation. And these prompts I have are very extensive, especially when working with businesses to give them business strategies, but it's getting smarter and smarter, so you need smaller prompts. I have a library, and I use a platform called Notion to store all these prompts so that I can easily recall them when I need them, even on the go with my phones. Today, at the very end, I'm going to leave you with a bonus. You're going to get access to a template that you can duplicate for your own or bookmark and be able to jump back and start adding your own prompts and having your own library. Above this is custom GPTs. GPT is the large language model that OpenAI created. ChatGPT is the conversational platform that you interact with it. They also have recently, in the last 6 months ago, came out so you can create your own custom GPTs. This is helpful if you have a repeating task that instead of creating a big prompt each time and trying to customize what you want it to do, you can just open up a custom chat conversation and it knows its framework, what information you want it to already have about you. And so you can start customizing these so you can just jump right into a conversation without needing to give it contextual framework. And then above that is apps. This is essentially using GPT as an engine. Companies can come in and build a whole framework on top of that. Bing, we were just talking about that. They're using ChatGPT as an engine. And a lot of what's already happening out there, chatbots that you might run into on websites, they're just using ChatGPT as the engine with their skin on it. Then above that is owning your own AI. And that involves training your own data set. It's extremely expensive. It's really important, though, that there is competition because we all don't want just one data set telling us what reality is. If you are a business and you can put in the resources, you can create your own AI language models. Not going to talk about that here. Mastering prompts. This is a framework. You're going to get this in the bonus at the end. Essentially, you want to break down what you're telling it so that it can understand exactly what you're asking for. The better questions you put in, the better answers it's going to give you. If you just put in something really generic, it's going to give you a generic answer. I won't go into this, but you'll be getting this at the end. These can include idea generation and brainstorming. There's a voice option on the ChatGPT app. I was filling up water at a spring, and I had an idea for a blog I was writing. I turned on the voice, I put it in my breast pocket, and I started working and filling up the water. And I had this conversation with ChatGPT, refining my ideas and getting feedback, brainstorming on it, processing it, and getting really good content for my blog hands-free while I was working. And then I went home, was able to go on my desktop, grab that information, turn it into a blog. Business email writing, these things are starting to become integrated into your platforms. Gmail's starting to do this. I use one called Superhuman that is able to take what you just splat on the screen and be able to turn it into a nice professional email. Business marketing strategy, content creation, data analysis. You can upload spreadsheets. It's really fun. What I offer is unlocking your ChatGPT potential with personalized mentorship. A lot of people don't know how to use it well, and so I can offer just an hour meeting you where you're at. What do you understand? How are you using it right now? And then I can show you a bunch of cool tips and tricks to really be effective at it for your personal use. And, business strategy for businesses. This is where we sit down for 2 hours and be able to go through from the bottom framework, your branding, what do you stand for, the perfect audience for what you're going for, and then figuring out the fears, dreams, and hopes of what your audience is looking to achieve, figuring out what obstacles are stopping them from their dream outcome, and then being able to craft special offers to their obstacles, because that's what people are looking to pay for online or interacting with businesses, is how do I solve this problem in my life? We can go through all this process in a short amount of time, and from there you'll get, I call them grand slam offers, where you have like the best offer to solve the problems of your clients. And then from there, you can then break it down into email marketing, social media posts, outbound messaging, to really be able to speak and empathize with your audience. Here is your AI starter kit bonus. If you use your phone, you should be able to get that QR code. If it doesn't work, feel free to email me afterwards. In that, you're going to get your prompt library that we talked about. I have 400 ChatGPT prompts in there. The cheat sheet of creating a prompt, 10 proven principles you need for ChatGPT in 2024. And I just made this 22 best AI tools for content creators. If you are involved with making videos or social media posts, there's a lot of great tools out there. And I also created a course on how to use ChatGPT. So if you've never even touched it or signed up to it before, it is a fast track way to get you signed up. I'm trusting that this